When fall time rolls around, I usually start craving my sweet fragrances, the spicier, more dense types of fragrances. And I realize that's not always practical for everyday wear. It's not usually practical for just the day-to-day things that you need to get done. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you just a handful of fragrances that I think are still very much suited towards the fall season, but they lean over onto the fresher side of things. So these are gonna be fresh fall fragrances. Before we get into the video though, if you enjoy these types of videos, you enjoy this kind of content, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date on everything that I post from here going forward. Now I have a pretty decent mix of affordable, some things are a little more on the pricey side, there's some designer, there's some clones, so hopefully there's going to be a little bit of something for all of you. The first one on the list is going to be a very affordable designer fragrance, and this one is Mont Blanc Individuel. This is one that used to be talked about a lot. I mean, this one was talked about ad nauseum in the fragrance community. This is somewhat of a clean fabric softener kind of a DNA. You get this slight hint of a raspberry note in the top, and that all kind of sits on this somewhat of a sandalwood-like base. Now, what I have found is that when I initially bought this one, I bought it thinking that it was gonna be a super fresh fragrance, and I first wore it during the summertime, and I realized that I hated wearing this one in the heat. And through that, I found that this is really a fresh leaning fragrance, a clean fragrance that really shines more in the colder seasons. So I typically like to reach for this one during those cooler transitional seasons like the fall. If you are a fan of Creed's original Santal, this one is definitely in that same vein. It is nowhere near as high quality as that one is, but it definitely does get the job done. It definitely puts you in that same mindset as that one. Performance on this one is pretty good. I typically get around 6 hours with this one, which is usually good for the things that I wear it for. This is usually something I reach for to go to work, to run errands, just anything where I'm not really planning to try to impress people. I'm not trying to be a showstopper with this fragrance. I just need something that's gonna keep me smelling clean and get me through my day. Now, the real highlight on this one is the price point. You can usually find this one at your local rag stores for about $19.99. Once again, this one is Mont Blanc Individuel. Next up is going to be a clone fragrance, and this one is from the house of Afnan. It is Afnan's Supremacy Collector's Edition. If you are no stranger to the channel, then you know this is one that I absolutely love. This is one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. Now, this one is a take on that Creed Aventus Absolute DNA. You get that Creed Aventus style DNA with a extremely juicy pineapple note in the opening of this one, but you also get this kind of a slightly spicy, creamy nature to the fragrance. And due to that slightly sweet creaminess in the fragrance, I find that this one does not work very well in the heat, but it is absolutely amazing during the cooler seasons such as fall. Now, this one is definitely, like I said, it is a somewhat fresh leaning fragrance that's perfect for fall. I find that I can wear this one for just about anything. I've worn this one to work. I've worn this one for date nights. I've worn this one to hang out with my friends. I've worn this one even to the gym on a couple occasions, even though I would not say this is a good gym scent. This one is extremely versatile. Performance on this one is outstanding. I usually get 8+ hours with this fragrance, which in my mind for a fresh leaning fragrance, that is absolutely amazing. And it also comes in at a fairly affordable price. I picked mine up for around $35. I usually see it going from anywhere from $35 to $45. In addition to the fact that it is an amazing scent profile that comes in at a good price, it is also an extremely highly complimented fragrance. This is one of the most complimented fragrances in my collection for this year. So if you are looking for a fresh leaning fragrance that is really going to be well suited for the fall, for those cooler temperatures, definitely look no further than Afnan's Supremacy Collector's Edition. Next up on the list is going to be from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and this one is Y Le Parfum. Now, this is the original formulation, the one that came in the black bottle. There is a new one on the market, and I will say they do not smell the same. There is definitely a difference between the two, but I do think they could be worn in a similar fashion as what I'm saying in this video fresh fragrances that are well suited towards the fall. So either one that you could pick up, the original formulation or the 2025, will be perfect for the fall time. Now, what you're getting with the original, which is the one I have here, this is a darker take on that original YSL Y DNA. I would say really the YSL Y EDP, darken that up a bit, and you have this one right here. Overall, it's a little deeper, it's a little richer, it's kind of like a more mature, grown-up take on that Y DNA. And because of that added depth and that added maturity to the fragrance, it is perfectly suited for a colder season. Performance on this one is pretty good. I typically get around 8 hours with this one. Now, price is where this one is going to take a little bit of hit for some of you, but maybe not all of you, but this one is a little more on the pricey side. This one, usually you can find it around that $90 price tag. Now that this one is discontinued or reformulated, this specific bottle might be a little harder to find, but you can probably still find the new 2025 iteration hovering around that $90 to $100 price tag. Similar to the one I mentioned before, this one is also very highly complimented. So if that is something that you are interested in, you might want to check this one out. Once again, from the house of YSL, this one is Y Le Parfum. Next up on the list is from the house of Rasasi, and this one is Hawas Black. Now, this one is definitely in the same vein as that Creed Aventus style DNA, but it leans a little more on that Hassivat side of things. This one has those bright citruses in the opening, but it also has a very woody and earthy backbone that has a heavy dose of oak moss as well. Now, I found that this one is a lot fresher than what I initially thought that it would be, being in this super dark black aesthetic of a bottle. But this one does lean a lot more on the fresher side of things. But because of that added depth and that added earthy nuance, this one is extremely well suited for the season of fall. Performance on it is really, really good. I'm getting 8+ hours with it. It also is very highly complimented. The very first day that I wore it, I actually got numerous compliments that day. Price point on this one is pretty good as well. You can typically find this one around that $30 to $40 price tag. I picked mine up for, I think, $35. So if you're into those fresh fragrances that have a more earthy and woody backbone to them, this is definitely one that I recommend checking out. Definitely a very grown, mature smelling fresh fragrance. Once again, from the house of Rasasi, this one is Hawas Black. For our next fragrance, we're going back to the designer side of things, and this one is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. This is the one in the gray, the dark gray bottle with the red accents. This is an absolutely beautiful, fresh fragrance that is perfect for transitional seasons. You get a very nice and juicy mandarin orange note up top that's also accompanied by a mint note. There's also a very prominent note of tonka bean in this one. And the tonka bean in this one really adds a nuance of creaminess to the fragrance that makes it so perfect when the weather tends to dip a little cooler. Now, the price on this one is going to be fairly high. Chanel's usually come in at pretty high price tags, and they don't often go on sale. Honestly, I don't really remember how much this one costs. I want to say the 50 ml is around that $95 price tag, but it's been so long since I got this bottle that I can't remember. And I actually got this one through the help of a friend who hooked me up with a pretty good store discount, and I just can't remember how much this one costs right now, but I know Chanel's typically run fairly pricey. But if you are willing to save up and shell out that extra coin to get this one, you are getting an absolutely beautiful fresh fragrance that's perfect for the fall time. You also get pretty good performance with this one. I get around 6 to 8 hours with it, and it is extremely versatile. You can wear this fragrance for just about any occasion you can think of. Compliment factor on this one is also very high. This is one that used to be one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection. The only reason I would say that it's not in that top tier anymore is because I don't reach for it as much as I used to. And really the only reason I don't reach for it that much is because this is a very small bottle and I have gotten very low on this bottle. But maybe I'll finish it off this fall time because it is absolutely perfect for the colder seasons when you want something that's leaning on that fresher side of things. Once again, this one is Chanel's Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Our last one on the list is going to be from the house of Joe Milano, their Game of Spades line. This one is Wildcard. This is a very, very beautiful, almost clean linen kind of a fragrance. You get this very juicy green apple note up top. That's also accompanied by a heavy dose of vanilla and ambroxan. This is a take on the Lafayette Street DNA from the House of Bond number 9. I have not smelled that original fragrance, but I can tell you this one is absolutely amazing. I get really good performance with it. It is definitely a compliment getter, and it comes in at a decent price tag. It's not the cheapest, especially when you compare it to other clone houses. I think I picked up this bottle for around $50, but I typically see it going closer to that $60, $65 range. Because of the freshness that you're getting from the apple and that ambroxan, and then that layer of creaminess that's coming in from that vanilla, this one is absolutely perfect for those cooler days, but when you still want something fresh and easy to wear. There's really not much more that I could ask for from this fragrance. I mean, decent price, great performance, amazing smell, versatile. I can wear it for just about anything. This is almost a perfect fresh fragrance for the fall time. Once again, this one is Game of Spades Wildcard. But that is going to be it for this list. Fresh fragrances that are perfect for the fall time. Drop a comment down below and let me know what are some fresh leaning fragrances that you still enjoy wearing during the season of fall. As always, if you made it this far into the video, I want to say thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing those things go a long way to supporting my channel. And until next time, peace.